What's going on, everyone? This is John G, aka Mr. Go In. And as you may or may not have known, I competed in my third, count 'em, 3 NPC shows. So this was actually my first one of this year, third overall because I did 2 last year. So I competed in classic physique and men's physique, novice division, and in both of them, both categories, I got 4th. 4th place. Not happy about that placement, especially considering last year I actually did place. But even though I placed last year, one of the things that I was sort of curious about and kind of wanted to be implemented into the NPC was feedback. And so right after the shows, I made this video about getting feedback from the judges on the show. So here is the solution. Have an option to say, do you want feedback? They check yes. Feedback on, your physique and your posing. So that person has great conditioning, nice chest, good glutes. I don't know, whatever. It's a win-win for everybody involved. So lo and behold, a couple of months later, NPC announces, hey, for Texas NPC shows, you can now get feedback from the judges. I'm like, put it on the map. Your boy did it. Not really, that video probably only got like 17 views. Anyway, it's still good to get feedback from the judges. So we are gonna jump into feedback that I got from the judges from this year. But first, let's take a look at my progress between last year and this year. Stage weight on the left, last year 172 pounds, this year 180 pounds. And let me tell you, the extra 8 pounds makes a difference. I see improvements head to toe this year, especially in the legs, like in the hamstrings and all that, but even upper body still looks better too. Now, let's take a look at the back. Again, night and day. This year, much fuller, much wider, much thicker back, more developed. So overall, yes, I made progress in the off season, brought a better package to the stage this year, even though I got a worse placement. But let's get to the actual feedback. I got 3 suggestions or 3 recommendations from the judges. Number 1, better conditioning. So I needed to have better conditioning. What does that mean? Basically, I needed to come in lower body fat percentage. I stepped on stage probably around 8.5%, 9%, something like that. It's not bad, but your top pros of the pros, they'll step on stage somewhere between like 2 and 3%. Your other guys that are like really good, well known, they may step on stage around 4 to 5%. Going from 8.5 to 7 doesn't sound like much, but it makes a huge difference in the way that your body looks. And it's really hard to do because as you're cutting body fat, it's harder to break it even lower. I mean, if you've ever tried to lose weight, the first couple of pounds, not so difficult, but as you get a little bit further into the process, it gets a little harder. And when you're sub 10%, it's tough. You gotta really dig. So, better conditioning, I can do that next time, no problem. So number 2, more separation in the hamstring, so better hamstring development. That's a fair assessment. If you look between last year and this year, yeah, my hamstrings got better. But if you compare me to the guy who got 3rd place in the Olympia, aka George the Bull, this is the most prestigious freaking bodybuilding show out there, and this guy got 3rd in classic physique, so it's probably not the right person to compare to, but just in general, look at his hamstrings, look at mine. Yeah, mine don't need to look like that. I mean, this is like the best in the world, but you can see the difference. You gotta shoot for the stars, right? I mean, that's the goal. So you can see great development versus mine, it needs work. So that's what I'm gonna be working on this off season, making sure I'm getting full range of motion with my leg movements involving the hamstrings, and also, making sure I'm not using too much momentum. I see a lot of people kind of rocking and moving on the hamstring curl, so making sure just contracting the muscle, not using anything else. And then finally, number 3, better back development. So when I read this one, I was like, wait, whoa, because if you look at my back, it's pretty muscular. Like the upper back, I was like, they're gonna have to explain that to me. So I actually emailed the judge back and I was like, okay, 1, 2, yeah, I get that. Conditioning hamstrings, got it. I'm 100% on board. But back, can you clarify what you mean by that? Because I thought my back looks pretty, you know, it looks all right. So they said, okay, yeah, it looks good, but it needs to be thicker and wider. So to me, again, if you look at, you know, me versus George, look at his back versus my back, you know, as far as muscularity, yeah, he's got me there, but mine's pretty defined. But you can see how thick and wide his back is compared to mine. Now, his waist is bigger than mine, and then I always keep hearing, oh, you want to keep a small waist, you want to keep a small waist, but not at the expense of having a smaller back. So, yeah, my waist has some room to grow if the back grows also in proportion or larger or wider. So, again, that's something I've been focusing on, hitting back day hard. I actually have back day today, so definitely, you know, I hit that hard. So that's the feedback. If I work on those 3 things, it doesn't guarantee I'm gonna place better. It just means that I'll have a better package and it'll be more appealing to the judge because, you know, your placement is just merely dependent on who else is there, right? So that's cool. I will work on that, bring a better package to the stage, and I'll be comparing next year to this year and making it look like a complete shift. That's it. If you liked the video, be sure to hit like on the video. And why not? Be sure to subscribe. Till next time.